10 years down, and let's see what the next 10 years will have to hold. This is WrestleMania 11, the recreated edition. Let's begin. So before we begin, a few facts. This event took place on April 2nd, 1995 at the Hartford Civic Center in Hartford, Connecticut. The attendance was only 16,305 people. 18 wrestlers participated at this event. So not too many wrestlers. Maybe that means we have a good chance of completing this one. Let's find out. Of course, as before we begin, a few rules though. I'm only be reviewing matches that made TV. I will not be including managers or valets or non-wrestling personalities. I also will not be including customized figures. They must be people that were mass retail released. And match 1 of WrestleMania 11 kicks off with the Allied Powers, the British Bulldog and Lex Luger versus the Blues Brothers, Jacob and Eli Blue. There are no Blues Brothers, but there is DOA. DOA was a faction later on for them, and it's Skull and 8 Ball. Obviously, they'd cut their hair off and whatnot. So while it's not accurate, you can recreate it. Of course, we do have Mattels of Lex Luger and British Bulldog. We only have Jack's Baca figures of the Blue Brothers. Then the second match of the night was the Intercontinental Championship match, Razor Ramon, which Legends 7, excuse me, Razor Ramon is from that match. The attire is right there. You can see it's the bluish attire. I was wondering where they got that one and why they chose that one. Then I realized, oh, it's from WrestleMania 11. However, Jarrett does have a Jax TNA type figure, but if you want this kind of singlet, you're going to have to either go with the new Zombie Sailor Toys look, which is close to it. Obviously not close as far as design, but the overall with the weird 3 stripes and whatnot. Of course, Jax would make a purplish, purple pink looking Baca figure of Jeff Jarrett as well. So I mean, you could go with that situation as well, but currently that's about as close as you get for those color schemes. What's interesting about this attire too is this is almost a similar attire he wore when he returned at the Royal Rumble a few years back. The streak continues. And on to the third match, King Kong Bundy versus The Undertaker. And yeah, there's some white sock tape missing from the King Kong Bundy, but I mean, that's pretty much it. I mean, it's other than that, he's pretty spot on. Again, he didn't change his look. Once in a while he didn't have knee pads, sometimes he did. The Undertaker, though, you can see right there. This one has a little bit more tattoos than when he wrestled him. So, and of course, you could probably get the gray Undertaker, switch the arms or something like that. That's all I could really find as far as that look of the Undertaker is more the longer sleeves. And of course, that could just be Mattel choosing not to, switch up or take the arms and realize, okay, he didn't have all those tattoos back in the day. Jax, I don't think ever did, even though they showed some classic Undertakers. They never focused on just keeping it half sleeved or just to his forearms when he started out because he didn't get all the tattoos right at once. Then on to the fourth match of WrestleMania 11. Small card, by the way. Small card, not many matches, but Owen Hart and Yokozuna versus Smoking Guns. And you can recreate it, but it's not accurate. Owen, even in a Baca figure, he doesn't have that attire because this is before his Slammy winning trophies, which the Baca figure does have those designs on it. So it's his King of Hearts, but from what I've seen with the bone crushing action, they only ever really made the ones with the Slammy attire. So, and then the Smoking Guns, they're very accurate. Yoko, you could get the Mattel Elite, but if you want to try to compare them up to size, this is about as best you're going to get with the bone crushing or the Hasbro line. Then on to the I Quit match of Bret the Hitman Hart versus Bob Backlund. I checked it as it's accurate and you can recreate it. Of course, you look at the singlet, there's a pink outline. The only one I could find was a white outline, but it's pretty much there. I mean, it's he's got the pink tights with the black singlet top. it's more centered obviously during the match. But he's got the pink wrist tape. He's the pink wrist tape. Bob Backlund at this point was in the blue trunks with knee pads, so it's really close. I mean, plus the hairstyles there on Backlund, so I count it as accurate. If you're that nitpicky, well, I can't find a pink outlined Bret Hart attire. Then on to the WWF Championship match, the Heartbreak Kid, Shawn Michaels versus Diesel, and I tried to find the unreleased Diesel Power figure, but then I realized if I did that, you would think it exists out there. It does exist, but as a prototype somewhere. They never released that version with the dice on the side, say Diesel Power. So no, it's not accurate. Plus, I couldn't even find a Shawn Michaels. I found ones that are red with that kind of weird striped-looking knee pad design near the bottom. This is before he'd get more iconic and just put the Heartbreak Kid knee pads coverings over his knee pads as well. So the best I could find was kind of a variant of the red version, but where you see it's more white with red boots. This one I think is just all red with black boots. So no, it's not accurate, but you can recreate it. Of course, you can recreate it in Mattel Elite. You can recreate it in Mattel Basic, Jakks Pacific, Baka. No Hasbro though. They did not make Diesel. And then to the main event. And while it may not be very fun to try to play, they did make a Lawrence Taylor figure. Not a wrestling figure, of course. You can see it's basically a statue. But again, I scoured back when I did WrestleMania 2 and I found those very few football player figures and thought, why not throw it in there? So technically you could recreate WrestleMania 11's main event in figure form. It just would be very awkward because I don't think the figure is nearly... Plus, they don't have that Bam Bam Bigelow anywhere. The closest we've gotten so far is the new Legends 11 Bam Bam Bigelow, which is a phenomenal figure. If you haven't picked it up, I suggest you pick that one up. Comes with the ECW Championship if you're an ECW belt mark like I was, or still am. Can't wait for the Cactus Jack to arrive. But, yeah, so, essentially you could recreate it. It's going to look very funny. You're not going to be able to do much with Lawrence. But then again, he didn't really do much anyway except for take some bumps and take some weird type gut wrench powerbomb thing to Bam Bam and almost landed on top of him or have Bam Bam land on top of him. It was a really weird match. I'm not critiquing the matches. I'm here to find out if the figures exist out there. They do in a sense, but it's not accurate. And with that being said, let's go to the stats. You could recreate this WrestleMania 100%. It's going to look awkward. It's going to look weird. Jakks took the win here with 14 figures so far. Mattel and Hasbro both at 12, so they're just a few behind it. It is accurate of only 28% though, so a little over quarter, but very little. Obviously, we don't have anybody going to the void, which is nice. But for this, for the accuracy of this to go up any higher, you're going to have a lot of people. Jacob and Eli Blue would have to obviously be a desired figure. They have figures, but not as that gimmick. And as always, I want to thank you for watching. Feel free to leave a comment, ring the bell, please subscribe. I've got 5 so far. Like I said, if I get 10, 15 more today, I'll drop number 12 out if I have to. I'll finish it up and do it right now. But right now I've got about 19 of those, or up to WrestleMania 19 I'm working on. No, they're not recorded yet, and I'm not ready to drop them as frankly as I did the first 10. I'm going to try to do it once a week, maybe more if I see subscribers. But check back again soon for Recreated, the WrestleMania 12 edition.